interested in the fashion industry. The people watching might also not know everything about you, but
I never intended, but people are thinking I just design my own clothes and now people are saying it's a big fashion statement. So
it could be. I mean, it is
not by
beautiful.
intent. Just by natural choice.
But I wanted to start the conversation by, for those people who aren't familiar with you and your work and your story, if you could just introduce us a little bit to who you are and how you've ended up becoming the person you are, and what is it that drives you?
Oh, I'm not driven by anything.
Okay.
I'm self-driven, not driven by anything. Not used to talking about myself because I never thought there's nothing much to say.
But people who want to understand what you do, like how do you explain it to someone?
Well, there are many areas of work. So people are always trying to define themselves by what they do.
Right.
This is what I'm trying to change in the world. What you do should not define who you are. Who you are should define what you do.
Right.
So, who I am is really nothing, so I do whatever is needed.
Right.
So that got me involved in variety of things.
Mm-hmm.
One thing is fundamental human well-being. So systems for human well-being which we developed come under the brand of inner engineering. Then ecological needs are there, so we started what is called as Project Green Hands. We planted over 33 million trees, so people started calling me a tree planter. Then I said, I'm not a tree planter, my basic work is to make human beings blossom. Then the rivers in India was bad, so we started Rally for Rivers, which became the largest ecological movement on the planet. 162 million people participated in a month-long event. And this has become a recommended policy in India for all the states. The central government recommended the Rally for Rivers policy recommendation document we gave. The United Nations also took it up and we launched what is called as a decade of action in UN. Well, we are involved in education. It's not that I'm interested in all these things, I'm just interested in life. Wherever I see things are not functioning well, inevitably I get involved. So education, health, nourishment, ecology and now fashion, because the way we dress is destroying the world. Textile has become the third largest polluter on the planet.
Right.
So one important thing that needs to happen is to shift back to natural fiber as much as possible in the coming few decades.
Right.
If we don't do that, because everybody is shooting the plastic bag which is visible. The lowly plastic bag is… yes, it needs to be handled, but it is not the main thing, it's just visible and flying all over the place. But textile or polyfiber is one of the biggest polluters when it comes to plastic pollution, it's the largest one actually.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes unaddressed because it is all microfiber. It's in your body, it's in the food that we eat, it's in the water that we drink, it's everywhere. So shifting back to natural fiber as much as possible is an important thing, and this is also… This will also handle variety of other aspects for nations which grow natural fiber and have the capacity and the talent to produce yarn and then to weave it in many different ways, which is a skill that human beings developed for over thousands of years. It took millennia to develop these skills, but we're just killing it just in 1 or 2 generations, simply because we got machine-made cloth and we got synthetic fiber. So, overall well-being of the human being involves clothing also, so here I am.
Right, and it's New York Fashion Week.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be evident from where we are right now, but what is your goal with the event that you're holding this week in New York with all of these designers?
We have brought in about 120 distinct weaves from India. So we want to expose this material to the designers here and to those who consume fashion products. The important thing is to move them towards natural fiber, that is a basic element, both for health and ecological purposes. There's substantial studies which show that wearing synthetic fiber causes immense damage to the system and could be the source of various diseases that we are suffering, unexplained levels of cancer, many things. Some people say it is still not very well established, but definitely it has impact. They're saying almost there is not a single American citizen who doesn't have a certain amount of plastic in their bodies. This may be so everywhere, probably only Americans have been studied, they've been put under the microscope. They say on an average 28 grams of plastic could be in American citizens' body, both from food consumption and textiles that they use. Especially for children, the level of skin allergies and other things you're finding is mainly because of the type of clothing they're using. And once you use synthetic clothing, it is very flammable. So to make it not so flammable, they're using other kinds of chemicals which are carcinogenic, there's no question about that. So these things need to be reversed now because as it is estimated we are, on an average, every human being on the planet has 5 times more clothing than what our grandparents had.
That number even sounds low to me.
That's among your clients.
Yeah, I mean, when I see people's closets
on
now,
an average,
yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
But by 2025, they said that's going to double, that means we'll have 10 times more. So when this kind of phenomenal increase in textile consumption is on the threshold, I think it's very important we bring back natural fiber.
Okay.
Karpuragauram Karunavataram Samsarasaram Bhujagendraharam Sada vasantam hridayarvinde Bhavam bhavani sahitam namami